All right, 27. What is the perimeter in inches of the isosceles right triangle shown below, whose hypotenuse is 8 radical 2 inches long? All right, so the hypotenuse I've labeled 8 radical 2. It's an isosceles right triangle, which means these two legs are going to be congruent, which means this is a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle. So let's think about this just for a second. If the hypotenuse is 8 radical 2, if you look at the legs, they look like they're pretty close to 8 radical 2 as well. Obviously, they have to be smaller than that, but that helps us rule out a couple of these answers for the perimeter. And honestly, probably D as well, because this answer has a radical 2 in it. That means the final answer, or sorry, this hypotenuse has a radical 2 in it, which means the final answer probably going to have that as well. So we've at least narrowed it down to a couple answers. You should know in a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, the legs times radical 2 equals the hypotenuse. So that means what number do we have to insert for the leg to get 8 radical 2 for the hypotenuse? Well, it's just missing the 8 right here. So both of these legs are 8, which means the perimeter for this right triangle is 8 plus 8 radical 2, which is 16 plus 8 radical 2 e. 28, the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus c is graphed in the standard plane below for the real values of a, b, and c. When y is 0, which of the following best describe the solutions for x? Well, the solutions for a quadratic are where it intersects the x-axis, which also happens to be where y is equal to 0. So you can see here are the two solutions. Go through the choices. F, two distinct or two different positive solutions. No. One is positive, one is negative. Two distinct negative solutions. We go to H, one positive real solution, one negative real solution. That's our answer. 29. What is the product of the complex numbers negative 3i plus 4 and positive 3i plus 4? Now, if you have a graphing calculator, you can just insert this into the graphing calculator. The imaginary button is second decimal point, and you can just type it in, it'll give you the answer. But let's, for argument's sake, say you don't have a graphing calculator. So let's multiply these out. Negative 3i times positive 3i is negative 9i squared. Negative 3i times positive 4 is negative 12i. Choose a different color. Choose red. 4 times 3i is positive 12i, and 4 times 4 is 16. So we see quickly the negative 12i and the positive 12i, they're going to cancel each other out. And then we're just left with negative 9i squared plus 16, which you'll notice is not a choice. So you have to recall that I squared equals negative 1. So we're going to substitute negative 1 for I squared, and we end up getting positive 9 plus 16 equals 25. The much more efficient way is to just type this in your calculator if you have one. It'll give you the answer instantly. All right, number 30. Look carefully, they give us all the information we need in this diagram. Ultimately, we are just trying to represent theta using the correct trig function and these two key values, 7 and 5. And we can see that just by looking at the answer choices. So let's recall SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent side over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. So you'll need to know these three trig ratios to answer this question. So let's just go through one choice at a time. Choice F, saying the tangent of theta is 5 over 7. So this needs to be tangent is opposite over adjacent. We see quickly 7 is the opposite side, so they have this fraction reversed. So it's not F. G, this may be it. So letter G, the tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. Well, this is the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. So this one works out. We know it can't be sine. Either one of these sines or cosine, because these all involve the hypotenuse, which we are not given in this problem. "31. To make a 750-piece jigsaw puzzle more challenging, a puzzle company includes 5 extra pieces in the box along with the 750 pieces, and those 5 extra pieces do not fit anywhere in the puzzle. If you buy a puzzle box, break the seal, and immediately select one piece at random, what is the probability that it'll be one of the extra pieces?" So we're looking for the probability that we are getting one of the extra pieces. Like always, I like to come up with the bottom number first, the total number of outcomes. You got to be careful here. And even looking at the answer choices, they're trying to trick us up. 750 is not that bottom number, not the number in the denominator. It's 755. There's 750 pieces along with those 5 extra. So the probability you're getting an extra piece, well, there's 5 to choose from out of 755. We need to reduce this. Actually, we don't need to reduce it, because 5 over 755 is an answer choice.